Good evening, Seneca Scout. Welcome to the show of March 19th. As we begin our last show of this 9-week period, there is once again no shortage of news this week. Our sympathy and thoughts are with the victims of continued anti-Asian violence in America, and those still struggling with the pandemic and the aftermath of severe winter storms. We hope to highlight many other stories you may have missed this week. But before that, Giovanni Salsa takes a look back on what has certainly been the most chaotic and uncertain year most of us have ever had.
Sorry about that. Can you believe it's been just over a year since March 13th? Like, the day they put us into lockdown, the first lockdown. Like, it's still... I can't process that still, which is why I went around and asked Seneca Valley students and staff to remember March 13th, to remember the day we all went to first lockdown, what they thought of COVID, because no one predicted that it would get to this level, to get this point. Like, it's insane, and I'm still processing everything. Like, it's been a year. Like, it's been the quickest year of my life. I'm sure others feel the same exact way. But yeah, here's some thoughts.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Some of my friends and I, it was a Friday, March 13th. Some of my friends and I went to go watch a tennis match, an SV tennis match, because our friend Parker was playing in it.
It was at a track practice. And that was when I first heard that we were going to be closing up for a week. And I didn't really think out anything much of it at first.
I think among a group of teachers, we were probably thinking maybe we'd be out for 2 weeks, which would have taken us through our spring break that year.
SAT, because I wasn't, but a bunch of my friends were about to take the SAT like that weekend. And they got the notification that the SAT was canceled. And that was like, whoa, like this is like getting kind of crazy, right?
We get a week off of school, nothing crazy. But then as it went on, we started getting like more cancellations that just started getting postponed further and further back. And then all of a sudden everything started changing.
A lot of people were probably thinking a couple weeks off didn't sound that bad right in the middle of the spring. I don't think we would have thought like that if we would have known what it was going to become.
Thank you for that, Gio. And now we visit news that's out of this world. Russia and China have announced plans to cooperate on the construction of the first long-term lunar base. The purpose of the base will be to conduct experiments on and explore the lunar surface. The base will supposedly be capable of long-term autonomy, meaning it will not necessarily need to be manned. If successful, this cooperation between China and Russia could outshine the recent strides in U.S. space exploration. However, there is still much to the story that is clearly uncertain. Where the base will be constructed on the moon, when the base is going to be constructed, or even whether the base will be constructed on the moon's surface or in orbit. Much of the mission is still in the dark. 3 Palestinian fishermen were killed in Gaza last week due to an explosion caused by an Israeli drone. The blast killed the men almost immediately, and some are speculating as to why or how it happened. A Gaza-based human rights group spoke out and said the boat may have been hit by accident. This incident happened shortly after Palestinian militant groups were last firing rockets into the sea. And the Israeli military has said that they believed them to be a threat to Israeli Navy vessels. An Israeli spokeswoman, on the other hand, has denied any Israeli involvement in the incident. Though the exact circumstances under these unfortunate deaths are unknown, this is yet another tragedy in an ongoing conflict. Closer to home, more misfortune. A college sophomore has died after a fraternity hazing incident at Bowling Green State University in Ohio. The incident reportedly involved alcohol, where the student was likely pressured to drink dangerous quantities. The student was hospitalized for 3 days following the incident and passed away on March 7th. The incident has been met with protest from fellow students at the university and police investigations of the incident. Many students at the university, as well as Ohio lawmakers, are calling for a reform of Greek life. Similar incidents have happened in the past several years involving fraternity hazing deaths, many within our area, such as Penn State University and West Virginia University. This latest death has once again garnered major outrage, where conversations of new prevention measures are likely to prevent events like this happening. And in our own neck of the woods, Cranberry police officer Tiffany Schaffer is suing the police department for discrimination based on gender. Schaffer is claiming that she did not receive as many hours on light duty as male officers. Schaffer, who was pregnant at the time, required lighter hours, but had a much more drastic reduction in hours than her male counterparts, who requested light duty for other reasons. Schaffer's attorney is claiming inconsistency in the department's defense, alleging that at one point they claimed that Schaffer was ineligible to work, but also claiming that the sergeant was asked for hours. Schaffer's attorney also pointed out that in an instance when the department claimed that giving her excessive hours wouldn't be fair to the taxpayers, despite giving the male officers enough work. On a lighter note, after just over a year, construction of the new aquatic center has been completed. Let's take a closer look into what this will mean for the district.
After just over a year of construction, the brand new SV Aquatic Center has been completed. Built to give the swim team a much better training facility, SV not only hopes it will be a greatly needed replacement for the now over 50-year-old pool, but a hub for fostering learning and serving the community.
So our current pool in the intermediate high school is 56 years old, and it is 6 lanes. When you look at this new aquatic center, it's 8 lanes, and it's what we call a stretch pool. So you have a moving bulkhead in the pool that allows you to create a separate diving area and then a swimming area. You can have an art class in here, drawing, right? You can have a physics class in here doing water fluid dynamics. You can have a phys ed class in here. You know, out in the lobby we have like an amphitheater style seating area that can be used for an English class, that can be used for a choral class. There's just so many elements to this building that are going to be multifaceted and used, multidimensionally.
Going forwards, Seneca Valley plans to expand upon this facility's involvement with the community and hopes it will serve as a well-needed venue for a variety of activities.
Thank you for that, Matt. And to end tonight's show, we're taking a look at next year's schedule. This year has been anything but typical, and everyone is eager to return to normal learning. With the next school year rapidly approaching, the school board here at Seneca Valley has approved a calendar. At a glance, the 2021 to 2022 school year is set to start on August 25th and end on June 23rd the following year. The last day for seniors is scheduled for May 27th. There will be a 6-act 80 day, 1 snow makeup day, and 3 holiday breaks throughout. All dates are subject to change. All right, thank you everybody for watching. It's been a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful night.